How about it, Savage? Adio. You got a cell phone? Well, if I get your phone, your cell phone, I'll text you the link and you can watch it. Do you have an email address? Yeah, 10-4. Hey, Breaker.
What's up, Breaker?
I'm going to send you another link.
I gotta go get my phone.
All right.
TV, right?
You can try it, but look to the right when you bring it up and see if you see something that says live. And if you get the live link, then you click on it. You'll see me there sitting in front of the CB.
It says this video is unavailable.
Hold on, I'm looking for it on my cell phone. I just sent it.
We are experiencing technical difficulties.
That's funny. I got it on my cell phone. I got it on my other computer. You got enough internet over there?
I got this other one that says 2 watching. Maybe that guy press on that one.
Yeah, try that. I mean, I'm watching and I got my other computer on.
I see you now.
You see me wave? How's the audio?
The video is delayed by about 10 seconds.
Yeah, there's always a delay over the internet. You ought to do one. We can watch each other while we talk. It'd be live TV.
That would be too freaky.
For a while, I just had the radio in front of the thing monitoring it, but so I might as well get in here too.
Hey, did the dog get hold of your shade?
I don't know if the dog did that or not. The string broke. He probably did. He probably jumped up on it.
Looks like something the dog would do.
Yeah, I'm going to have to get a new one.
I gotta go to Home Depot to get my oil. It came in.
Turn your computer down. You're backfeeding here.
The head gasket I ordered from the lawn tractor that came in at Home Depot. I ordered that, a valve cover gasket, and an easy drain thing so you can drain your oil with a valve.
So they're all in, huh?
Yeah, they called me today.
Well, that's good. I got my jack in. That was the 3 ton that I bought for the company. And then Friday, my meter's coming in. And that'll make me happy there. This little 2-panel meter up here just doesn't do the job.
When's the meter coming in?
Friday it's supposed to be in.
That's day after tomorrow. Hey, do they pick up trash at your place tomorrow? They pick it up here.
I put it out tonight. It's supposed to be picked up tomorrow. I hope they do.
Okay. Yeah, my trash pickup day is Thursday here. I didn't know if yours was different.
No, Thursday. Usually they're pretty early too.
Yeah, one guy gets here about 6:30.
Yeah, it's weird because sometimes I'll hear them out there. I'll be in bed and I'll jump out of bed, throw my pants on, and run out there and get the stuff out to the street. And other times they won't come till 10 o'clock in the morning. It's crazy.
I shut the link off on my phone because it's like reverb here.
Yeah, I had to do that on mine too. It's just backfeed. I should cover my mouth now, huh? I should cover my mouth now. Cheers. Hey, Danielle, want to be on a live video? I got Monday done and half of Tuesdays. So, and then they still got the printed ones are still going to be folded and mailed out. But I got all the email ones out. Live video.
Well, I don't want him to get me. Will he get me?
Huh?
Will he do anything?
No.
That's cool. Do people actually watch you do that?
Yeah, this guy talking is watching me.
Oh.
Say hi to Savage.
Hey, Savage. Hey. How are you? Can you hear me all right?
Say it again.
How are you? I'm good. Eating some ice cream. Cookies and cream. You have to press the button. Cookies and cream. Or Oreos. Yeah, I know. It's a little bit.
It's hard to key for somebody else.
Yeah.
I never know when to push it down and let it up.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So can you do it with anybody?
This is on YouTube. You can go look at it on YouTube on your computer.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do you have like any subscribers?
I don't know. I have 2 pages. One's for the church and one's mine. I don't mess with the church one. I just keep the church stuff on. Yeah, I got Savage for a subscriber.
Why can't we see him?
My YouTube page. He's not running a YouTube. He's just watching me. He's not. My camera's working.
Like Motor Trend, Car Driver type magazines, and I get ESPN. It's been coming in the mail for like 8 months now, and I never ordered it.
Do you like them?
No.
Use them for burning.
That'd be great for the wood stove up north.
Hey, my wife read in the paper. She's waving by. My wife read in the paper that there's a ban on recreational fires. I wonder if that includes. I have a little fire pit that's on my patio. It's not on grass. It's got one of those bricks that go all the way around, and the insert sits in it, and it's got a screen over it, and it's on patio bricks. So there's no way anything's going to catch on fire. In fact, it's underneath my canopy. So if I had it too big, it would burn my canopy down. But I keep it small. I wonder if that would be against the law. Well, that's what I would think. And even if they did came over, they'd probably look at it and say, "Yeah, you're all right." And they said barbecues are fine. I just tell them we're cooking s'mores. I'm not nervous because there's nothing to burn. I mean, it's sitting on patio blocks. Unless we had a gale wind that came up and blew everything away, then I don't see how anything would start.
On the edge of the patio on the corner by a lawn, and I light it up just about every night. I haven't had a problem over there. Sometimes I even take the leaf blower and blow on the coals a little bit to get it hotter, and that blows some sparks around, but I haven't had any fires or anything.
And you know what's good for starting those fires? If you can gather up pine cones and you put them in there, that's the best thing in the world to start a fire with.
Yeah, I just been using the charcoal and the lighter fluid.
No, I'm talking about not for a barbecue because you got to eat that, but I'm talking about for a fire pit or something. You throw some pine cones in and then put your kindling on top of that. Those pine cones are full of the pine pitch, and they're better than paper. They go up.
Yeah, I would imagine it probably have its own little fire starter in there with the pitch ball.
Yeah, and they get hot, so they start that wood up really easy. And you only need maybe 3 or 4 of them. That's it.
I used to have big bull pines around my house. I don't miss raking the pine needles off the lawn. And I couldn't grow the grass because it made the soil so acidic from the pine needles.
Yeah, that happens with trees. I mean, especially even oak trees with the leaves. It's hard. It's hard on the grass.
I actually sent the link to this grass that was called Zoysia. Have you ever heard of that?
I think my brother ordered that, and it's supposed to be really good.
I planted that stuff. It helped quite a bit.
Yeah, he liked it. He said this stuff is great. I think he ordered it online. It came out of Texas or someplace like that.
I probably wouldn't work down here. It's probably too dry.
Well, whatever he got, he used down here, and it was fine with the heat.
Oh. I wonder if it's the same thing.
Oh, look into it, because it might be.
came in what they called them plugs. It was like a little, you know what a plug is?
Yeah, 10-4. Yeah, he got seeds on.
I think they gave me like 3 dozen plugs, and you just spaced them out.
Yeah, you plant them spaced out and they grow in together.
It worked out pretty good. It actually filled in the bare spot.
Yeah, 10-4. Oh. I should put a hat on. Getting too much glare on my camera.
Or you can put on sunglasses.
Well, these glasses I got are supposed to be, they darken up when you go out. It's easy riding. Not home from work yet?
I don't know. Like I said, I just turned it on.
Yeah, 10-4. Yeah, it was quiet here most of the day. You get on late too.
Yeah, I was going on since like this morning.
Yeah, I spoke briefly with Key West, and I spoke with Wolfman. And, Cincinnati was in earlier talking with Wolfman, so that was it. Hit a couple skips. That was it. I used to. I don't know. I'd have to look. Half my stuff is gone. Because people borrow it, they never bring it back, you know?
Yeah, 10-4.
I think of it tomorrow, I'll look.
They showed it how to test that compression on the lawn tractor. Online, the guy had like a thing with 2 dials on it where you could add pressure to the cylinder, and it would monitor it on one gauge and show the pressure going in on another gauge.
All right, 10-4. You know, if it's a question of whether or not it needs a head gasket, when it's running and you shut it off and it kind of lets air out like that, that's 9 times out of 10, that's a head gasket.
Not doing that.
Does it make any noise when you shut it off?
Now, what I got to do on this one, they put an inline fuel valve in it, so I got to shut the valve off and let the carburetor run dry.
Why is that?
Otherwise, it won't start.
Oh, it gets flooded out?
Yeah, so when I go to start it, I lift the hood, and I'll throw the valve on and tank it over. So when I shut it off, I gotta shut the valve off and let it run out of gas.
Yeah. my mowers all have, you know, switches for the fuel. So a lot of times if I get one flooded, I just shut it off and crank it over until it starts up, and then I turn it on.
Yeah, this one here, if it floods out, I gotta pull the plug out and then crank it over until it sprays all the gas out of the cylinder, clean the plug, and then put it back in.
That's a pain.
That's why I gotta make sure that I shut that valve off when I shut it off. Even if I'm coming in the garage for a minute, you know, I can't let the thing sit out there because you got that safety thing on the seat, shuts the engine off. And if it shuts the engine off while the valve is on, then you
Run a loop wire in that thing on the seat. You won't have to worry about it.
Actually, I did. I put a tie wrap around it, held the button down, but it seems to move like just like a 32nd of an inch is just enough to make it shut off.
Yeah, run a loop wire into it so it makes the contact.
I tried doing that, but it wouldn't work. I must have done something wrong.
Well, mine are under the seat. There's a pressure switch on the seat too. So I unplugged it, and then I took a wire and stuck it one hole, brought it around, stuck it in the other hole, and left it unplugged, taped it up, and it worked fine.
Yeah, I tried doing that and it wouldn't start.
Crap. What kind of machine is that? Craftsman?
10-4.
That's Sears for you. Briggs and Stratton engine.
Briggs & Stratton 17.5.
10-4.
It's a 1-1.
Yeah, well, that's easy though. 1-1. The only problem with that is if the lung goes out, you're screwed. Do your plugs get fouled a lot on that cylinder?
Yeah, it's like it's really rich. I mean, it's black.
That's a sign of the head gasket being bad. Because I used to have, when I had one, I have to every couple of days pull the plug out and clean it up, or switch plugs on it.
That's exactly what's going on.
Yeah, you got a head gasket problem.
Well, hopefully they get you the right one.
Yeah, they probably did.
The only reason why I bought it from Home Depot because I read a review, and this guy said it is healthy, 1,000, perfect, and everything was cool.
Good deal.
I saw that, and then the price was like $9.98. Like, well, I'm not going to find it any cheaper than that.
Well, that's a good deal.
Valve cover gasket was about $7 when I got one of those.
What?
Do you believe in like horoscopes and stuff?
What?
Horoscopes?
No,
You don't believe in that?
no.
Well,
I think it's of the devil.
that you do.
Yeah.
Well, it says social activities and ideal friendships and financial interests will be a focus this month.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the devil.
Oh, yeah, it is. Scripture-wise, it is.
It is.
Yeah, the Bible tells that.
For the stars?
Yeah.
It's astrology.
It's satanic.
Is it because it's science?
No, it's of the devil according to the Bible. Scripture says it.
Which one? Do you know which one or not?
No, it's full of it though. You can read it, find it. Just
I think I've actually read something like it's like witchcraft almost.
it is. It is. Yeah.
Oil valve kit and two gaskets for like $30.
Oh, so what's the total going to be to do it? Not much at all.
$10 for the head gasket, and there was $7 for the valve cover gasket, and then the rest of it was that easy change oil valve kit. So you take the plug out, and then you put a valve in where the plug goes.
Yeah, 10-4. It should be pretty cheap for you if you do it yourself.
That's the plan.
You got a torque wrench?
I used to. I gotta look for it. It was a V8 drive.
If you can't get one, go to Advance Auto. They'll probably loan you one. You just give them money down in case you steal it, and then I think you get it back when you bring it back.
I think I got one here in a toolbox, in the bottom of the toolbox.
Yeah, call them up too. They may have a compression tester.
I'm just gonna go ahead and replace it because the systems with the spark plug is exactly right as you described it.
Yeah, 10-4. It's it won't hurt. You got it, so you might as well do it.
They showed it on YouTube, and you just gotta clean out the carbon off the top of the piston and inside the head there. Looks like a pretty good idea, and then do all the mating steps for the gasket.
Yep. You can also put some seafoam in the gas when you get done and let that help clean out the system too.
Yeah, I guess from here anyway.
That's great stuff. Oh, I'm getting tired. If you look up, see, there's my switch right there
What switch?
for my antenna.
Did you find a new one?
No, I didn't need a new one. You were talking about that the other day. You said yours was crap. I said, well, this one I got is good.
You don't need it though, do you?
Yeah. Yeah, because I have a beam antenna and I have the Colossal 10K.
You don't need it though, do you? So you switch the antennas to that switch?
Yeah, just one position's on the Colossal 10K and the other one's for the switch it to the beam. No, I have one wire going in from one antenna and the other in from the other one, and one going into the one radio. That's what I told Easy Ride. It should take a switch and just run the two CB radios into the two pots and one antenna into it. to do kind of a reversal.
I got 3 of them here. I got 1 in the garage, and then I got 2 in the house.
Are they all switched on to the same antenna?
10-4.
Where's the location of the switch? You have to go to hit the switch depending on the radio you're on, right?
Yeah, it's in the house.
That's good. See, I don't need a garage radio because my garage is a bedroom. I made a bedroom out of it. But I got a big shed out back that we have all do our maintenance out of and our tools and all that stuff. So who knows? Maybe I'll put a mobile out there sometime. No. I'm doing invoicing. Yeah, well, I screw things up when I do that. My wife talks to me and she doesn't use the whole word or the whole sentence, and she thinks I'm supposed to know what she's talking about. She gets all aggravated. I said, I don't read your mind. Give me another word.
Oh, come on, you're supposed to be able to do that by now.
Yeah, women think you can. I can't. Oh. Tried doing this with my phone earlier, but it ran down too quick, and the processor was getting too hot on it. So I said, well, I'll just use my laptop. That works pretty good.
Yeah, probably uses a lot of data.
Yeah. I mean, if I had it fully charged and you do it for a little bit, it's probably going to work fine. But I don't want to overheat the processor on the iPhone.
Yeah, as long as you get the computer, that's going to just come right along on that, no problem.
Yeah, it does good. Oh. Oh.
I went down to 13 to see if I was asleep down there, but nobody would talk to me.
They ignore you.
I guess, I don't know. Where. Same old shit.
Yeah, they'll come up here, up on 28 though, and we talk to them.
They don't bother me. I don't bother them. I don't know what's up with that.
I don't know. Yeah, I know. 32. They get talking on 32, and they're splashing 4 channels both sides, and we don't say nothing.
I don't get any slack over here. I keep this all said about things back to locals. I don't hear anybody but want to talk to me.
Yep, 10-4. I go at 6 on my squelch. You know, even Wolfman can break the squelch at 6. I don't know. I think that's Cincinnati's. I don't know if he's still got it or not. A few kickers.
Yeah, I got a silver bullet and the silver bullet's the 50 and 100 split, and it's got a preamp for receive line. It works great. It really makes a big difference from the preamp. But you know how preamps are, they pull in a lot of the noise too.
Yeah, well, that's it. You know, you pull in the person, but you're pulling the noise with it, so there ain't much difference, you know.
I got another Palomar 200, and that thing worked great for quite a while, but then the SWR went off on it, so I think there's an issue inside.
I got some stuff I want to take down to the shop when I get out of my hole here, get caught up again, get fixed.
Do you have a shop to go to?
Yeah, there's a place on 41. It's called All Brand Service Center, and it's 3275B Tamiami Trail. They do amps, LCDs, computers, CBs, tools, and more. Quite a while ago, I was in there. In fact, I mentioned it to Cincinnati that it was there, and I gave him the phone number. But I think he had somebody else do his work. They came to his house or something. This is 58 years. It's 58 plus years. A plus service, All Brand Center. So they got a lot of years in. You want their phone number? I'll give it to you.
Have you had them do any work for you?
No, but I have a good friend that did TVs and radios for years, and he lived in Port Charlotte, and he moved to the middle of the state. Well, he had a whole clientele of customers over the years. So he gave this guy his phone number so that they'd call his shop. So he knew this guy personally and said he does good work, and he gave his clientele over to him through the phone number. And so he just kept the phone number that way. It says they're open Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 10 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. They're closed all other days and holidays. It says we can fix anything. Do you know where the new car wash is on 41? It's right across the street from Winn-Dixie at Harbor and Route 41. There's a Winn-Dixie. It's across the street from that. There's a brand new car wash there beside it.
What's the name of the company?
It's All Brand Service Center. It says they're open Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 10 a.m. to 5:30. (625) 2542. Yes, sir. You're welcome. That's why I figured before I go sending anything to Texas or that, I might just try these guys out on something, you know, see how they do.
I don't know how much they charge. I don't know if it's gonna be worth taking because they charge more than it's worth. I don't know.
I think they have a charge to analyze it. So if there's something broken on it, then they analyze it. There's a charge for that, and then there's the charge to fix it. But I think the analyzing charge is included in the fixing. But if you don't fix it, they're going to charge you for the analyze.
Yeah, that's fine. At least after they test it, they be able to estimate what it's fixing. So they can estimate what the cost is. Figure out what they want to fix.
Yeah. If it was a matter of you wanted to put a kit in it or something like that, and it wasn't broken, didn't need to be analyzed, I just want you to install this or do this or whatever, then that'd probably be something separate. I've been in there. I took something in there, my controller for my beam, because I had a problem with it wasn't moving, and I wanted to check out the controller before I went and started tearing out the motor and all that stuff up there. And he looked at it and he goes, I don't see anything wrong with it. He says, everything looks okay. He says, if I got to dig it out, it's going to cost you something. But he says, I think you better go check the wires up there. And I got up there and I checked, and the wires had rotted off the connection terminals. And when Irma came, there was enough wind force that just, disconnected half of them. So I just had to put new ends on them and get a bucket truck and go up there and fix it.
Yeah, I was gonna say in the bucket truck. That's cool.
Yeah, that antenna's 50 feet up, and I wasn't going to hang on the antenna trying to move a motor around and rewire it. I said, no, that ain't for me. And then my son took the bucket truck afterwards and did some jobs with it. So we made money with it.
It's a lot easier in the bucket truck, but still, pretty tedious up there.
Yeah, you feel a little bit of movement and stuff here and there, but once you get the hang of the bucket truck and controlling it and everything, and you feel all right.
Yeah, just get back the wires and reconnect.
Well, I had another motor down in the shed, and what I did was I took that motor down because I had to work all the screws out and all that stuff. So I said, you know what? I'm just put this in the shed. I'll work on this later. And I took the other one I had out there, and I had already put new screws in it, and I put that up and hooked it up, and it worked fine.
So now you got another one you can rebuild.
Yeah, it works. It just needs to have the connections, new screws put in, and that stuff. I bought all stainless steel, so they won't rot or rust.
It's always nice to have a spare one.
Yep, it is.
Just put it on the colossal and spin it around.
Put the motor and spin the colossal. Be like a whirly bird with a ground plane. I guess. But I'm pretty happy the way it gets out. So sometimes things working right, leave it alone.
Yeah, it's nice when that happens.
I'm under 1.2 running power, so it's good.
Stop bleeding me.
Who's bleeding? I'm not bleeding.
I'm bleeding.
Go down, go check out how many stations I bleed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. I don't know how to count any further. How many did I bleed? I didn't bleed any, right? Oh well.
I didn't go anywhere. I stayed right here and listened to you count. That was some funny shit.
What the instructional on the 4 times meter?
I wasn't really paying attention. I was wondering why you were counting.
Oh, you weren't paying attention, man.
I got distracted.
Well, they can't cry too much. There's nobody been on the radio all day.
I know. There's plenty of channels out there. They don't have to be on Becky. They don't have to keep it going to go somewhere else. Anyway, but I guess people just like to bitch about something and to make them happy if they did. So it is what it is. They don't like it, they can fucking shut it off, or they can go to another channel, or they can do whatever they want. I really don't give a fuck.
All righty then.
I don't bother them, they don't bother me, and if they want to come down and bitch, so be it. I don't care. Bitch all you want. I don't care. Don't bother me.
That's right. Like I said, I'm going to have fun. I'm going to enjoy the CV. It's my hobby. And that's it. I try to be respectful, give people breaks, and, not walk on people intentionally. So other than that, not much I can do about it. I don't think I'm blaringly loud right now, am I?
I don't know. I'd have to take my earpods out to let you know.
I'm whispering basically, and I'm about 2 feet away from the mic. You can see me how far away I am and how it comes out. Oh, you did? I don't know. Oh, it was on your phone. On your phone? Oh yeah, 10-4. Yeah, 10-4. This video has been live now for an hour and 1 minute, and they haven't shut it off, so it's still going.
Does it show you the amount of views you had?
It shows me that one person is watching it right now. That would be me.
Sergeant Pepper's multi-heart club band.
Yeah. There's probably another way to check it. I don't care. I do this at church with the broadcasting. I take the camera at church. It's all remote control, and I control that. And it goes into a mini Mac that I got, and then there's a series of wires and stuff and plugs. There's a plug into this outlet underneath the bench, and I take it out and I plug it into my laptop, and then I put my laptop online and I pick it up online. Well, that plug that I'm putting in runs everything to the nursery, so they can watch it in the nursery without a problem while they're watching the babies.
So McDonald's came out with a mini Mac. Is that the opposite of the Big Mac?
No, it's a Mac computer, a mini Mac.
Oh, I thought it was the opposite of a Big Mac.
No, I would eat that. Oh. Well, I didn't have when I was in either. I think I was in my 40s when I bought the first family computer it was a Tandy for the family. It was a Christmas present. It was like $1,500 or something like that. It hardly had any space on it, you know. You'd load a game on a floppy disk. That's all you had, you know, back then. It was a 286. And today, you'd have more space on a DVD.
I remember it was a requirement to take 3 semesters of typing when I was in my sophomore year of high school.
Yeah, I was in the business course, and I took typing too. The problem was, you know, I could type probably 45 words a minute. Others would type in 60, but that's because they could read faster than me. I could type as fast as I read. That was it, 45 words a minute. I was on a roll for that. I was pushing that.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's
The girls could usually blow out 60 words a minute, though.
yeah, I know. This wasn't crazy. It's like, how the hell do you do that shit?
Well, they read fast, and they got these nimble fingers that just, you know, they just tap, 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 tap. And my fingers are big and bulky, you know, and I just, lucky I can hit one key at a time.
Man, that's big and bulky, and I still can't hit one key at a time, so don't feel bad.
I don't.
I was always amazed what just like oh,
And then little did you know the typewriters disappeared, and the computer came out with the keyboard.
Yeah, I remember when they went from the straight key typewriter to the one with the electric ball from IBM. That was like a revelation. It was like, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, that was the next evolve right there, you know, and everybody was all hyped on the electric typewriter, but they didn't last long.
I saw that, I thought that was going to be around for that one.
And I worked in the newspaper back when I was in high school, and they were came out of letterpress and just came into offset, and they didn't have a full computer setup there, so they used the Linotype, and they would print out a page on the Linotype. They put type on it, and they print it out, and then they make a negative out of the page, and strip it onto the offset plates and print it on the offset press. So they weren't, you know, they do that a lot. Then CompuGraphic came out with their great revelations of these computers, and they type along and they punch in these little holes in these ribbons, and as they typed, and that's what talked to the computer. They put that ribbon in, and it would talk to the computer and put everything out on paper.
Did you ever use those wood blocks with the letters?
Yeah, they used them on the Linotype well, no, actually they had lead. They had lead for them. We used to have what they were called lead pigs. They were big, long things, and they'd hang them up, and they'd be in the cup beside the Linotype, and the thing would melt the lead, the Linotype, and it would go in, and they'd use that for typing. We didn't have any letter presses there. This was all offset, but they did use the Linotype.
A buddy of mine went to college for 3 years to be a key punch operator.
And how long was he a key punch operator?
About 3 weeks.
3 years for 3 weeks.
Seriously, it was awful. I felt so bad for him. He held a job for 3 weeks, and that was it, man. They got rid of him.
Because they got rid of what he was doing?
Yeah, there was just no need for him anymore.
Yeah, 10-4. That all went out. I mean, computers came in, and it changed everything.
And he went to college for 3 years.
Yeah, that's a sad story. Did he go back to college?
No, he couldn't afford to. He gave it up. It's sad, but he went to work for a trucking company as a dispatcher.
I have a stepbrother that lives in Texas, and we used to call him the professional student. He'd get out of high school, and this kid's a brain. He's smart. And he went to college and became a biologist because he was always into science. And then after he became a biologist, he hated it because he was stuck in a laboratory all day long and didn't like it at all. So he went back to college again and became an environmental biologist. So now he's out there researching the animals and the stuff out in the woods, and he loves it. He's done that for years now, and he's a well-known writer and respected environmental biologist in Texas.
Well, that don't sound too bad to be out in the woods and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, he loves it. But I mean, he put a lot of time in school because he went the first round and became just the biologist in the laboratory. And then he went all over again, became an environmental biologist.
I guess if you got the brains to do it, it'd be all right.
Oh yeah, He's smart. He takes after my stepfather. My stepfather was an industrial engineer, and he's probably one of the smartest men I ever knew.
I wish I would have had the brains to do something like that.
Yeah, me too.
You did all right, always running your own business and stuff like that.
Yeah, I did that when I moved down here. I always worked for a newspaper company up north, but did that for 40 years, and then I came down here and bought this and got this going. So I did the last part of my run. I worked for myself, which was good.
I had my own little woodcraft company. I did that for about 17 years, but I always thought that instead of working for a big company like I did, I should have started some kind of a company and ran it.
Yeah. But I was in leadership roles for the newspaper too. I was a press room manager, and I was a plant manager, assistant plant manager at this other place. So I was always in a leadership area. And when I got out of that and came down here, I decided, oh, well, that's what I want to do. I want to run my own company. So I bought a company. It had 58 accounts, and I mowed myself until it started getting too big, and then I hired somebody else, and we'd mow together. And then I brought my son down and trained him, and then we got another person, and we're on 2 trucks, and then we went up to 3 trucks, and I'm backing out. We're going back down to 2 trucks now.
Yeah, you have to decide how big you want it to be. Sometimes you're better off not getting too big.
That's right. It's got to be a controlled growth, because you reach a plateau, and then you have to invest more money into it to make it work. And maybe it's easier just to stay back a little bit away from the edge, and it's just as profitable.
Yeah, you're right. You got it.
Yeah, Mike is still giving you trouble.
Well, there's a point where you can enjoy life and have a business. And once you cross that point, you're just flat working yourself to death. And you got to ask yourself, is it worth it? I mean, my wife and I reached that point. We started buying things instead of building everything ourselves. Then we were building and buying and doing shows. And it just got to the point where we didn't have a minute to ourselves. And it was, my God, between going to work for another company, doing my own work, doing my own sales, there wasn't a minute to ourselves.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, my wife has always worked, and I've always worked. Now she's retired, but she works 2 days a week because she's at the lower end of her Social Security, and she retired early, so she's got to work a couple days a week. I'm getting a good Social Security. I get $2,000 a month, so that's pretty good. And then I take some out of the company, but so I don't have to work, but I'll run the office.
Yeah, that sounds great. Now, you've got something that you like doing, and why not?
Yeah, I'm not out in the sun anymore and mowing. I told my son last year, this is it. Next year, if you're doing it, I'm out of here. I'm going to work and stay in the AC.
There you go. And you're pretty involved with that grandchild too, aren't you?
Oh, definitely. We have two grandchildren. One is 4, and one is going to be 12 and May 4th.
Yeah, it sounds like you love those grandkids pretty much.
Well, we've had them since they were youngins. I mean, in diapers, so we've raised them. They're ours.
Yeah, that's great. Hey, you heard Wolfman on here tonight?
He was on earlier. Yeah, I spoke from him a little bit.
10-4.
How's the missus?
She's awful sore. Man, she took a nosedive tonight. This is twice this has happened to me, and man, it hurts me. She was within 10 feet of me, and I stood there and watched it. There was nothing I could do. She got up and was walking towards me, or she started to walk towards me, and the dog got in between her feet, and she went down. Oh man, did she go down. And the vacuum sweeper was there, and when it was all done and over, it looked like she was hugging the vacuum sweeper and laying right on that concrete floor. Kaboom. It was god awful, and there wasn't a thing I could do about it. I wish I could have been there to break her fall or catch her or do something.
Yeah, 10-4. So did you get x-rays?
No, she wouldn't let me take her over to the hospital. My next door neighbor is a nurse, and she said, well, you didn't break your hip because if you did, you couldn't walk. But I'm sure it's bruised something awful. So we got to ice it and keep you off of it for a couple of days.
Yeah. I'd worry about a fracture though. If it might not have broken, but it could have been chipped or fractured.
Yeah, I feel the same way, but you don't know my wife. If she says no, I'm not going, that pretty well means no, she's not going.
Well, you just say to her, listen, I listened to you and I went. Not your turn.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Maybe tomorrow I'll be able to talk her into it because, it's always the sorest the next day.
Yep, 10-4.
So maybe tomorrow when she gets up and that's when it really hurts, maybe I'll be able to get her to go then.
Yeah, well, I know I have a strong-minded woman too, and they're not easy, that's for sure. But sometimes I have to take the bull by the horns and say, listen, you need to go to the hospital.
You just feel so bad though if I could have just done something. The last time she tripped like this, man, she landed face down right on this tile. There's nothing under it. It's just tile on concrete. And she smashed her, right shoulder. And Dr. Cuff is the best surgeon. Well, he's number 5 in the whole United States. and they rate these doctors. You know, like if a president or some real big wig were to come in, why they would get Dr. Cup to work on him. I mean, he's that good. And a 3-hour surgery to repair that shoulder. And out of the 3-hour surgery, 2 hours were spent digging the pieces out. And then the last hour was spent putting the artificial shoulder in there. He said, God, whatever you do, don't break it again, because I don't know I can fix it again.
Now, was that your shoulder or her shoulder?
No, that was my wife's shoulder.
So, is that what she hit tonight, the same shoulder?
No, she didn't hurt her shoulder at all tonight. It was her hip.
Yeah, that's what I thought you had said, the hip. I wasn't sure. Sidetracked.
But when she fell, all I could think of was her shoulder. Thought, oh my God, please don't let her have hurt that shoulder again.
Well, your prayers were answered because she didn't hurt her shoulder again.
Yeah, sometimes a man grants your wishes, you know, because he told us, he said, you know, there's a lot of people that one arm just hangs limp at your side. You just can't use it because the shoulder is destroyed. And I thought, oh, please, God, don't let that happen.
Well, maybe it is just a bruise. Maybe it will get better. You know, that'd be nice.
She has fallen so many times. And man, she has broken both of her shoulders. And she swears, well, I'm not hurrying, but I swear that's the only thing I can think of is she's always trying to get more done, you know? And I keep telling her, slow down, take your time. Things are not that important.
Yep, that damn dog.
Yeah, Penny got right between her feet. And she does it. She's done it to me many times.
We got a little one around here, too. It's a little Yorkshire Terrier. It's about 3 months old. And that thing is always getting in my feet. It's like, I'm going to crush you if I fall on you. You know, get out of here. But, you know, I don't know. It's not, that's my wife's dog. I have my big boy out here, but I don't know, a little puppy, it gets in the way.
Yeah, that's about the same here. It's a little puppy, 4 months old. Don't know any daggone better. But that's the sad part. You have to get a puppy and raise it. You can't get a dog that's 2-3 years old that knows and will get out of your way.
Well, I went on Craigslist and got one. I got a Rottweiler giant schnauzer, and for my dog, she never liked it. She don't like it at all. But when she retired, she bought herself a retirement present and bought this little puppy. And I said, this thing ain't even trained. You just got it. Now you got to potty train this thing and all that. You know, I got a full-grown dog that, you know, was an adult and didn't have to be housebroken. He sheds a lot, but, you know, I have to keep him out in the back part of the house. She won't let it in the living room.
See, that's what I wanted, and I tried a couple times, but you go to the pound and get a dog, and they've got their problems. That's that's why they're in the pound. I mean, someone got rid of them because they had their problems. And I tried twice to get a good dog, and both times I got ones that we couldn't house free or things of that nature. So I finally just gave up on getting a full grown dog because I couldn't get one that was a decent dog.
Yeah, I probably lucked out. I went through Craigslist and I found this dog. This guy he was in the middle of Florida, on the farmlands there. And what happened was the dog was going to be put down because it had heartworm, and it was in the pound, and they were going to put it down. And the next day he was supposed to be put down, and he went in there and they said to him, "Listen, if you give me the medication for it, I'll take the dog and nurse him back to health." So they did. They paid for the medication, and he nursed the dog back to health. 6 months he spent nursing the dog back to health. And he's on a farm, and he has like 7 other dogs. He has llamas, he has horses, chickens, all kinds of stuff. And but once he was healthy, he put him on Craigslist because he didn't want to keep him. He had enough dogs, so he found a home for it. It cost me $50, but I got the dog, and I got a big steel cage that holds him, kennel, that he likes to lay in. So I worked out that cage itself was worth $50.
Oh, heck yes. We had a lady. Well, you know Gary. Yeah, he calls himself Jake now. There was a lady up the road from him, and she had a dog she wanted to get rid of. And Gary knew about it. So he said, "Does anybody want a dog?" And I said, "Heck yeah, I do." Well, it turns out this dog was a really special breed. And this lady had just paid a ton of money for this dog. I just couldn't believe it. She paid $2,500 for this dog, and all she wanted was to get rid of it. So we took it, cage, dog, 50 pounds of dog food, the whole 9 yards. And it was a good dog, but it was so big, and it was growing by the day. Its feet were the size of coffee cans. And I mean, it would knock my wife down. It would run out here and hit me in my recliner and knock me out of my recliner. I mean, it was a monster of a dog. And that was at 4 months. I mean, this dog was 6 hands tall at 4 months. And I mean, we trained it not go in the house, and I had taught it tricks and everything. It was a great dog. It was just, we couldn't handle it. I mean, my God, we're 2 70-year-old people, and this thing was a horse. So finally, we just had to give up. And there were some people that lived, about 5 blocks away from us, and they wanted this dog. It was half poodle and half lamb. And they had a name for that, Lamberpoo or Poodle Lamb or some kind of a name like that. And these people wanted one so bad, they had started a savings account. And every time they got a few extra bucks every week when he got paid, they threw it in this account. They were saving up to buy one because they had 2 kids. And they wanted them boys to grow up with a big friendly dog. Well, they had told my wife about that when we were up there buying tile. So my wife called them and asked them to come out the house. She wanted them to look at the dog. Well, they come out and looked at it. My wife said, I'll give you the dog if you promise to love him and take good care of him. Why, they were ecstatic. So they came the next night. We had everything ready for him. The cage, the food, the dog, everything. And they're going to bring him over this summer so that we can see him when he's full grown and that, and play with him.
That's cool. Yeah, that'll be fun.
And those two boys, I'll bet they ride that dog by now, you know, and as big as he'll be.
Yep, probably. Hey, listen, I got to go to bed. I got to get up in the morning. So, 73s, have a good night. I'll catch you tomorrow.
10-4, same to you. Have a good night. I was in bed, and I woke up, couldn't go back to sleep.
I'm going to go to sleep. No problem there.